Alright, Shareleft here, coming at you with episode 8 of our Let's Build series. So you can see we're back on the same map. Last episode we worked on these penguins. Pretty fun episode. Really cute penguins. Look at this baby penguin, look how cute that is. And then since we last spoke, I made this zebra. Pretty happy with the way it came out. Looks pretty good. And then we'll take a look at what we're working on today. So I have a set of tanks that are all different themes, pretty much whatever comes to mind. I'm just going with the flow. We got kind of like a Tesla lightning tank. We got this cactus tank, a samurai tank, a rocking horse, using the old wicker basket material. Got a castle, pretty cool looking. A moon that kind of looks like SpongeBob. Planet Earth. We got a Beetlejuice themed one, kind of looks like the worm from Beetlejuice. A watermelon, little happy dude, come popping out of there. A pizza monster. Couple different nature ones. These chests would be randomly in the waves. You get bonus coins from them. So yeah, if I didn't mention these tanks, I'm thinking I want to make a tower defense game. I haven't seen any tower defense games on Core yet, or not strictly tower defense anyways. So we got this ice croc, a couple different skull looking, I don't know, maybe they would be in hell, like a hell level. Scarecrow, flamingo. This back row is what I started with, so this was actually the first one I built. So got a snake of some sorts, maybe a cobra, viper. A couple different robots, and I came to the realization Iron Man really stole the red and yellow colors for robots. You cannot make a robot in those colors without it looking kind of like Iron Man or making you think of Iron Man. Yeah, some kind of robot cat head. This is the little spiky dude from Mario that we made over here in my Mario pack that I repurposed. Looks pretty cool though on a tank. This desert themed, it's using a skull in a mech helmet, and then just put some horns on there. Using a gear to give it that like spikes down the middle on the helmet. We've got a Disco Fever tank. This is, I don't know, it was supposed to be, there's like a mouth here, a nose and eyes. I don't know what kind of animal it was supposed to be. Kind of looks like sharkish with the colors, but... And then we've got this one that kind of looks like, reminds me of Tron or something like that. It's using the digital equalizer material, which actually gives a pretty cool effect, and it's very shiny. You can see like the black parts is like very clear coat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab one of our tanks. I guess doesn't really matter which one. We'll grab an earth, we're gonna copy it. Then we're gonna go here, put it into the 0 position on both the X and the Y, and then we're gonna press F. Gets us right in front of it. Okay, so then I'm gonna show you the process I've been doing so far. So we have our treads, which is our tank. So these, we could switch to whatever color. We grab all these treads. I don't know, we'll switch it to a different color for now, just for the fun of it. Maybe go blue. Okay, then we're gonna grab, this is the last piece we want to keep, then everything else down we're gonna get rid of. leaving just the base. So essentially from this base, then we're gonna choose. I'm gonna grab all these pieces here. And then we're gonna choose a different material. So what I've been doing is I just grab a random material that looks good, and then I try and think of an idea that could work with that material. So it's a good way to, it's a good learning exercise, and it's a good way to get your creative juices flowing. You know, you could do it with tanks, but you could do it with anything where you have a base that you're gonna just keep switching. So maybe we'll go with cheese. Yeah, let's go cheese. Alright, so now we're gonna have to... A couple of them have multiple spots, so we're gonna go just right in here. You can search whatever material it is. If you know what letters it is, it makes the searching process much faster. So we grab that. CHE brings up cheese nice and quick. Grab these lights back here. So right now we're listening to Secrets of Monkey Island soundtrack. And I think we have the second Monkey Island soundtrack lined up after this. Actually really like... I don't know if I ever fully played through those games. I know it had released on iOS at one point, and I had rebought it for nostalgia's sake. I played it when I was younger, but I don't think I ever quite finished it. I remember playing a bunch of it with my friend though. And yeah, then it came out on iPhone, so I picked it up there, but I don't think I played it quite through. I played a pretty good chunk of it though. But great music though, like really fun, happy pirate music. Okay, so probably gonna want these in a different color. Something that goes with the cheese a little bit better. That's alright for now. Alright, so what are we gonna do with the cheese? So ideas that come to mind is maybe a mouse. Like maybe I could do like a cheese wheel on top of here and then have a mouse coming out the middle. I'm thinking that might be pretty fun. So let's do that. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab this one and we're gonna copy it. Then we're gonna come up to our mesh. And we're gonna want a cylinder, but we're gonna want a rounded cylinder. So we're gonna grab that. This is gonna want to be a lot bigger. Now one thing that's good to note, anytime you're gonna put materials on something that's gonna be moving, you never want to leave smart materials on, because they'll constantly shift around as the object's moving. So right now we just you could see here we put this new object in, and sometimes the smart material will turn on you, so you gotta unclick that, because in this case we're gonna have these tanks moving about on the map. Yeah, so I'm thinking right now I have about, I think Last time I counted it was 28 or 29 done. This is gonna want to be smaller. My goal's around 50, and then I'm gonna want to do some flying enemies as well as some bosses. Then we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for towers. So we'll probably build a couple together of these tanks, and then once I've moved on to flying enemies or bosses, maybe we'll do another episode on those, and same for the towers. But in between, we'll probably do some more episodes doing some animals. Lots of animals that haven't been done on Core. I would love to see a Zoo Tycoon type game on Core, so... You know, I figure if I put enough animals out there, maybe somebody will hop on it. I don't mind if it's not me. I just would like to play it myself. Alright, so... what are we gonna want to do for our mouse? We could do it off the top of our heads, or we could look up a picture. I mean, we kind of all know what a mouse looks like though, so maybe we'll just try and do it the best we can without looking up anything. So I'm just gonna copy this just to keep it in the middle, but what we're gonna do is go back up here, make the scale all 1. Alright, so that looks good for his body. Then we're gonna grab some kind of fur, which is our selection of haze here. I mean, if we go with this one, then we could really... the albedo's turned up all the way, so we could have whatever color we want. Probably gonna want like a rosy brownish for his belly. Actually, so what we're gonna maybe darker than that for the rest of them. Alright, so that looks good. I'm gonna copy that, make it smaller, bring it forward, give it more of a rosy color. Bring this out almost halfway, and then we're gonna want to scoot it back like so. And this we probably want a bit thinner too. Alright, so that looks good for his belly. And we're gonna copy this one again. Make it a perfect circle again. Play around with this a little bit until it looks right. Alright, problems with the recording all the time. So what I was saying, the storyline I'm thinking is aliens or robots kind of come to Earth and they're assimilating everything, but they don't really know what's what, so they're just assimilating random stuff into tanks to try and off us. So you're like the last defenders of like a human outpost or something, and you have these waves of tanks coming at you. And I think with that storyline, it leaves it a bit open for kind of doing whatever I want with the tanks. So if I want to make a cactus tank, I can make a cactus tank. If I want to do a flamingo, I could do a flamingo, you know? That way I don't have to stick to the same theme for like 50 tanks, which I would get so bored doing that personally. We're gonna grab... What we're gonna do, we're just gonna make a... really round looking ear here. Should be kind of towards the back of his head. Alright, that looks alright. So now we're going to copy that one. And then we're going to grab our scale here, and then we're just going to make that a little bit smaller. And we're going to go with our nice rosy color, nice light rosy color for the inside of his ears. Maybe we'll just grab this color, save it in our colors. Yeah, looks nice. Now I think, let's grab both of these. These should be much thinner. Better. So now we're going to copy that, both of these. They're both in the same position on the Y, and we haven't rotated it at all, so we just gotta put the minus to get it onto the other side of the 0. Our 0 point's going directly down the middle of our tank or mouse here. Okay, so next we're going to want to give him a snout of some sort. We're going to copy this. Now, the benefit of copying objects and not just dragging them into your hierarchy or onto the map is you keep the same material on it, so it just makes it a little bit easier. Alright, so we're going to switch the sphere for an avocado. Rotate this. So you can see anything that's rounded always has this this kind of point in it where the fur goes outwards from, or hay in this case. So we don't necessarily want to see that. In most cases we're covering it up. In some cases we're not. Here we're going to be putting a nose on it, so not a big deal. Okay, we're just going to grab this again. Since it's the shape we want. Now we're going to go... I like to use citrus for noses. We got a couple different custom ones there, but we're just going to grab the regular one. I'm gonna go with a nice dark, almost black brown. Make that much smaller, and then bring it out to the tip. Alright, let's just put these all to the same size. This, we have the bulge coming out on the side here for our avocado. Which way do we want to be rotating this? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, I don't know what was going on. Sometimes you gotta just fiddle around with stuff till it looks right. Alright, so now we're gonna grab this. I actually want a kind of a brighter, maybe reddish color for it. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Alright, so now we're gonna grab... I mean, we could probably just steal some eyes off of something else and then repurpose them. But I guess at the same time, that doesn't show you guys how to build eyes, so why not do some new ones? Alright. SPH. Grab our sphere. Now, the reason I didn't just copy this other one, I have a different material on it so that I can really see what I'm doing with it. And then once I have it in the right spot, then I'll worry about materials again. So we're gonna make that a bit smaller that way. Okay, that looks about right. So right now we have it going in, but we're gonna rotate this outwards a little bit. But we'll do that afterwards. So for now, we're going to copy the sphere. Then we're going to put our half thin on top. Make it a bit smaller like so. Oh. Good. We're going to copy that half sphere now, and we're going to mirror it on the world space C. Then we're just going to bring it down and rotate it forward. Probably rotate it a bit like so. Nice. Okay, now we're gonna copy the sphere. Actually, before we do that, we're just gonna throw a... This is just a regular emissive, but I customized it so that when I go into my materials, it's right here at the top because I use it quite often. So we're gonna leave that white, but then we're gonna copy it. we'll go black. Okay, make this a bit skinnier, and then we're gonna pull this forward. So as you go out, you want to keep making your shapes a little skinnier when you're doing eyes. This we're going to want to make a little bit bigger. Yeah, because if you don't do that, then you're going to end up with an eyeball that's like way protruding. So each time you want to just go a little bit skinnier, and you know what, we're going to make this a little bit smaller as well. Yeah, usually I don't... Usually I'm a little less sloppy at this, but for whatever reason right now, being a little sloppy. Alright, so we're gonna copy this one. Now what cut? I guess they would have a brown eye, like a dark brown. Now that black we just want for the outline of it. Alright, then we're going to give him a pupil, or the black of the pupil. Then we're going to copy that again, and we're going to put white on it. Move it slightly to the corner here. Move it forward a bit. Alright, so now we're just going to copy properties here to copy this material. Grab both our eyelids and paste that material on it and the color. Okay, so now we're going to grab all these pieces that we just made for the eye. We're going to put it into a group containing these. We're going to name it eye. We're going to copy that eye. Put it in the same position on the other side. Ooh. So I was so sloppy with the eyelids. It's not working out the way I was. So I was hoping to keep what we're gonna do now. Let's just drag this onto the other side. So you always want to have the light coming from the same direction hitting the eyes, right? Like if you, let's see. There's probably somewhere where I didn't do it right. Ah, here we go. So you see the lights on the inside of both these eyes because I had mirrored it. I mean, this line, unfortunately, is already up on community content. It's not really a big deal. So, really what you would want to do is drag this little white over onto the other side. Alright, so our mouse is coming along here. What we're going to want to do is rotate this now slightly. That's 10. And on this side it should be the opposite of it, so 10. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. So what should his arms be doing? I'm thinking... he should probably have arms coming out and hanging on to the side of the cheese. So this should probably be still skinnier. I know he's got a lot of cheese here, but doesn't mean he's got to be that plump. Now, so if we're gonna want his body kind of leaned forward, leaning on the edge of the cheese, we're gonna want to have this leaned forward a bit. Then we're gonna grab the rest of his head, move it forward, move it down. Okay, that looks better. So now we're gonna grab, you know, we're just gonna grab his nose. Haha, mouse, we got your nose. So we're gonna drag that out here. Now his nose is his arm. This is a funky track we got going right now, eh? Are we into LeChuck's Revenge already? Or is this... oh no, still the first one. This is almost like one of those old haunted house tapes or CDs. Okay, so now we're gonna copy that again. Forearms always pretty much the same as the back part of the arm, except a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit longer, lankier. Yeah, so this is not skinny enough. Yeah. So if we want his fingers kind of... Alright, so we're just gonna move him a little bit forward so his hand will be lined up with the edge. That looks pretty good. We just gotta rotate this a little bit. Let's see. Alright, so that should be good. Now we're just gonna want to do a very simple hand. We could, I guess, just use this. Just change the local space so that we keep the same line. this we're going to want to have kind of up like this. And then we're going to switch the material to whatever. Switch the material to whatever we want to use on the hands. We're probably going to use like a plastic mat, I think. That's good. Now we're gonna switch. We're gonna copy this again, and we're gonna switch this avocado to a bean. Rotate it. So. See already we're quite far away from the cheese, so we're gonna have to do something to figure that out. But for now, we'll get his hand done. So yeah, I'm just copying this finger of times, slightly rotating them into place. And then we're gonna need a thumb. So that looks pretty good. So we're gonna want to grab all these arm pieces. I don't know why these eyes stayed at the bottom. Oh, because it's not in the model itself. Okay, so this is our arm. We're gonna put them into a new group containing these. We're gonna name it arm. Then we're just gonna copy this arm, mirror on the Y, put a minus in there. Now we're going to want to put these eyes into our model. We're going to name this to, I guess, mouse tank. Okay, then we're gonna grab everything. Well, grab our mouse rather. And we're gonna wanna bring him down to settle his hands onto the cheese. Same thing on this side. How's that look? Okay. I think these lights should be not red, probably go with yellow, blend in a little bit better. And I'm thinking maybe the tank wheels, we might want to do a different color on those. color should these be? I guess maybe brown, more of a brown to like match with our mouse. Could try this color. Not quite that dark. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. I guess we could give him more of a mouth. But keep in mind, right? These tanks are meant to be viewed probably from about this distance, right? You're gonna have them they're gonna be coming down a path, and you're gonna be building towers. So maybe even like, maybe from like this distance. So unfortunately, a lot of these little details, when you're actually playing the game, you're not really gonna get to see. Depending, maybe I'll have a way to zoom in, or I'll have like a menu with pictures of them or something. I'm not sure. I'm a long way from ironing out any of those details. We could have like a tail maybe coming out somewhere. But I think I'm happy with that. So mouse tank down. Where are we gonna put him? Next to the pizza? Guess so. Or we could start a whole new row. So you could see, yeah, that back row, as you get towards this front row, you could see I'm definitely hitting my stride a little bit better now. Like, I have a more clear idea of what I'm doing. The characters are a little bit funner looking, a little bit more work put into them. And just overall, I think this, especially this front row, I really like so far. There are a couple ones in the back row that I'm pretty happy with too. I really like this desert looking guy. Alright, so what are we doing next? We're gonna grab... You know what? I think we're gonna take a quick break. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna rebuild a new base. So we're gonna want to keep more or less the same dimensions. So these I built at 4 squares by 4 squares. So essentially my pathway is gonna want to be about 6 squares. So I'm leaving a bit of room so that we can make slightly bigger ones, like for the bosses or whatever. So yeah, so we're gonna try and build a different base, and then we'll have a little something different to work on, and then you guys could also see how the base was made. So we'll catch you in a minute. Alright, here we go. Ready to start a new one. So we're gonna hop into our basic shapes, go to our props. We're gonna go down to vehicles. Now this is where we have all our mecha, military, tank pieces, all that. So we're gonna want treads to start. So we're gonna drag one of those out. Now for some reason, I don't know, likes to put them underground, but we're gonna copy this. We're just gonna switch it for the front one. So you can see this is roughly at the 4th block, and then we're gonna want to go roughly to where it is right there. Okay, so then we're gonna copy this again. Grab our middle piece. Drag this over to the middle. Okay, so we're gonna want to line it up nicely on this side. And then try and get it lined up nicely on this side. And how does that look? Looks good. Alright, so now we're gonna copy. Well, first off, you can see it's going the wrong direction, so we're gonna want to mirror this on the X. Now we're gonna want to move it back, I guess. Alright, that looks good. So now we're gonna copy it. Bring it on up here. It's going the wrong way again, so we're going to want to mirror it on the X. Okay. This lined up nicely. Now, I don't know how we lined up the height so nicely right off the get-go, but that worked out. So there's a bit of a funny transition there, but I mean, there's not really much we could do about that. Okay, so now we're gonna move this right to the edge here. Alright. Then, what we're gonna want to do is grab our first piece. Copy it again, and we're gonna grab our end here. And we don't want this quite touched. Okay, so yeah, we're continuing on with our tread here. So we're gonna make this still a little bit shorter. Oh boy. Some days your computer just doesn't want to cooperate. Yeah, I've noticed sometimes autosave. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want autosave to not be there, but sometimes it tends to freeze my computer. Anyways, so we're gonna mirror this on the X, and we're gonna get this over on the other side. Okay, then we're gonna copy this one and get our middle piece here. Get that over to the middle. Whatever the dimensions here are on the X, let's just grab those. I guess it's this. Probably don't need the minus though, so we'll just do that. Looks pretty good. Now we're gonna, I guess just name this tread, and then we're gonna copy it. Mirror it on the Y. And we're gonna want to scooch it all the way to the edge of the fourth block here. That's good. Now one thing, we're gonna unwrap these actually. And we're gonna grab the treads themselves. Keep those together. That way, but when we want to switch the material later on, we can they're all together and we can just grab them like so. Okay, so next we're gonna want to have something inside the body. Now what I did here, you can see the inside's actually hollow, but it doesn't really matter because nobody's gonna see that, right? So I used for the front and the back, I used this historic magnet, but I want to have I want to have something that looks a little different this time around. Let's see, this front might, I mean it is meant to be the front, so let's see how this works out. Let's try something like that. Now let's, we're gonna grab this, grab both the treads, we're gonna put it in a group, and we're just gonna reposition it to the 0 point. That way, future objects we could mirror properly. Okay, so that's exactly how I want that. Now, I want the treads kind of going into this little inlet there. That's what I'm thinking. And then down like so. So if nothing, this definitely should look different then. Our last group of tanks. Let's copy this. We're just gonna switch the mesh for the back. Alright, cool. Yeah. Copy it again. Throw a mid on there. It's like these pieces are all meant to go together or something. Now we're not going to be using this circle as an actual turret rotator. So it doesn't really matter that it's not perfectly circle. But normally you'd probably want to have it circled to have your turret on top of it and it turning and whatever. But we're not going with practical tanks here. Okay, so now I kind of want some kind of something that's coming out over top of these. What's it gonna be? What is our magical piece? Oh, that looks kind of nice. I mean, maybe if I have like a... No. Can't say it like that. I mean, maybe with different materials, it would look nicer, but for some reason it's not doing it for me. I mean, that's not a big deal. If you don't like something, take your time, go back and switch it. Don't just try and make it work. Because down the road, at some point, you're gonna keep telling yourself, "Oh, I wish I had done it this way." And you know, that's not something you want to be thinking when you're looking back at your art. Hopefully, you know, you're never gonna hit your peak potential right off the bat or every time. You know what I mean? There's gonna be times where you flop or it doesn't work, but on the most part, if you know something's not really working, just take your time, switch it. Alright. Something like this might look a little nicer. Oh, 99 problem. We're gonna copy this. Gonna mirror this on the X. And how close can we get? We could get as close as we want. Alright, so let's try and look at this perfectly from the side. So we can get these kind of even against each other. bugs, alright. So we're gonna copy that. We're just gonna throw a minus on it to get it on the other side. I guess we might as well mirror it to keep the colors the same. Mirror that on the Y. Okay. Alright, so I think for a base, that should be pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna ungroup this here. We're gonna grab, guess it's the first 6. Right? Or no, it's more than that. We will... What are we gonna do for our first one here? I think we have a custom scrolling treads. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah! Let's go with the green. I like the color green. Now we're gonna grab the rest of our treads, which aren't treads, they're the tank ends. You know, we haven't done just camouflage yet. Oh, this is our giraffe camouflage, so we're gonna we'll grab the regular camouflage. And then we'll grab the rest. I mean, it's kind of cool looking, but... Alright. Now, which one is missing? This guy. Oh, this guy's got a whole bunch of different stuff on him. We're just gonna go black for that. I guess the lights are fine. Where's that blue? Switch it to black. And change a heart on the tread color. Okay. Probably gonna want to go... Like if we go green, like a dark green. Some more like that. Alright, that's fine. It's almost making, like, looking at it from the top, it almost looks more like a bomber or something. Like if I put wings on it and had a little cab here. So this will probably be an easy candidate when I go to make flying enemies to get switched over. Alright, what would be in camo is the question here. animals are coming to my head off the top. I mean, we do have the giraffe. That's not gonna work. Not in these colors, anyways. Alright, I think we're just gonna go with a ninja, or not a ninja, an army head. The head of an army dude. So we're gonna copy this one. Go up to our mesh. Grab a half sphere. So this is gonna be like his bandana. So it's got smart material we do not want. I guess we could go with a skull head. Works. Copy that. Go to our meshes, search up SKU, get our skull nice and quick. This has got to be turned -90 to get it to the front. We're going to want to rotate a little bit back. This we're going to switch the material. Just go with the bone raw, because it's a nice white color, but I think we're going to want to go a little darker than that. Then we're gonna copy this. We're gonna switch it to a regular sphere. Make the pattern much bigger because it's such a small object. Then we're going to copy it, and we're going to go to our basic shapes. What we want near the top here is the clay form O2. Want this mirrored on the Z. So you want the long skinny part sticking out. Okay, then we're gonna copy that, rotate it. Switch it to world space. Alright, then we got a nice back bandana. I'm thinking we could kind of put a net on top of this. What we're gonna do is just copy it. Move it up slightly. Now we're going to go to our material. I think we're going to want a fishing net, I think it is. Fishing net. Nice. Dark, almost brownish color. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Alright, let's make that a little bit smaller this way. How's that? I like that. Alright. And what are we gonna want to do for his face? Your face. Your face. We must be on to LeChuck's Revenge. Alright, yeah, because this sounds like a remix of one of the songs from the first Monkey Island. Okay, so what are we doing here? Yeah, sometimes, you know, it would be nice to just breeze through this for entertainment's sake. But unfortunately, you gotta take the time to think sometimes and figure out what you're doing. It's part of the creative process. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this skull head here. I could just have it floating like that, I guess. Or, I think what we're gonna do... Okay, so grab his head here. Let's shift this up. Switch to world space so that we're going straight up, not with the line of what it wants to do. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna copy it. And I believe... Where is it? Organic? Where's our body shapes here? Oh, it should be in props. Anyways, it's near the top. It's bones. Where's our spine? Here we go. Give him a backbone. Ooh, that's a big backbone, sir. So that kind of attaches like near the back of your skull. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. It's just scratches on it. Still missing something. I don't know. What is it? What is he missing? He needs a little something. Maybe like... They should have hands or something, maybe. Let's just copy this. We just want to keep our material. Throw a hand on there. Let's give him a hand, folks. Give him like, have his hands just coming out the side of the tank like that, something like that. How's that look? Nah. No. Alright, we're gonna give him some big guns, though. Big ol' guns. So let's go back to our vehicles. And we've got a couple to choose from here. Guess we'll go with this one. Looks fanciest. Mirror it on the x-axis. Don't really like this blue being there. I'll switch that to black. That looks alright. I'm going to copy that over to the other side. Now some of them I've given guns, some of them I haven't. They're not going to be shooting it anyways, they're just going to be rolling, trying to get to the end before you're able to kill them. I'm going to make these a little bit shorter. Some old school 30s style big band music here going on. I mean, LucasArts had it all going in their adventure games. There's really creative games coming out back in the day. I mean, even still nowadays, there's a lot of creative games, but adventure games are definitely a lot different now than they were back then. Alright, I think I'm happy with this guy. I'm happy with this guy, so we're going to grab all our pieces. It's probably gonna freeze. Oh, did not freeze. How about that? New merge model containing these. Army, skull, tank, one. So I put one on all of them just in case I want to make more than one. You could see some of them I did. The nature tank, I have a second one, and flaming skull tank. So if I ever want to grab one of these and just remake it very similar, I already have it numbered out. So now we're going to, I think we're going to put this guy in a new row because we're starting to get, they're still, yeah, go for it. And my stepdaughter's started her exam, so she gets home early. Lucky her. And she was nice enough to offer to make us some mac and cheese, so how about that? So that's a pretty cool looking little tank there. Wouldn't want to see that coming at me on the battlefield. And you can see none of these I've made into templates. Right now they're all just in merged models. Keeps the object count low. At some point I'm going to want to make them into templates. But for now, as I'm making more, I'm going back over my old ones and I'm taking a look. Oh, is this how I like it? You know, and if there's any more little tweaks, it always pays to come back with a fresh eye and re-look over your work, because there's always something that maybe you won't see that day, and the next day you're gonna see that it's a little off. And like I said, if you have to go back and switch something, you gotta go back and switch something. It's not a big deal. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. If you just pull up your socks and get to it, you'll be done in no time, and you'll be a lot happier with whatever it is you're building in the long run. Like I said, you don't want to be looking back on your art and saying, oh, I wish I had done it this way, or you know, that's gonna happen anyways. But you know, if you see it from the get-go, just go back and switch it. Alright, so just to round it up here, what we built today is this new little tank with a slightly different body, more or less the same tread layout as the last tank I did, or the last group of tanks I did, but you can see it is slightly different. And then our other one, we did our little mouse in a cheese wheel here that we just used our original tank design for. And hopefully in a future episode we'll do some flying enemies and some boss enemies and hopefully some towers. You know, I'm just taking it as it comes. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm just kind of having fun building different tanks for the moment, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So hopefully you guys learned some stuff, had some fun watching. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Subscribe, like, all that good YouTube stuff. And I wish you all a great day, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Share love out.